because this story is about several things. It's not just about the prodigal son. Can we say amen? Amen. All right, if you have your Bibles, verses 11, chapter 15 of Luke, and it says these words. And this is Jesus, by the way, speaking. Anytime you see it in red. Then he said, who said? Jesus. A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, the younger son, Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me. So he divided them in his livelihood. He divided what? Between his 2 sons. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there he wasted his possessions with the prodigal living. Well, you see that. But when he had spent it all, there arose a severe famine in the land, and he began to be in what? In want. Then he went and journeyed himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the field to feed swine. So here he is, he got to be in the field feeding pigs. And he said he would be glad if he had filled his stomach with the pods which he was feeding the pigs. That was the swine that ate it, and no one gave him anything. So he is now in a foreign place starving after he had spent all his assets. Are you hearing me, beloved? Then he says, but when he came to himself, when he understood what really went down, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare? He said he thought about it, and he said, wait a minute, I didn't blew all that my dad done gave me. But how did he come to himself? He came to himself because he had a dad, beloved, that had a standard. Say it with me. He had a dad that had a standard. Are you hearing me? You can't come to yourself unless you saw someone that was what? Had a standard. Y'all don't want to talk to me this morning. He goes further to say, he says, he came to himself, how many of my father's hired servants will say to his father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. He said, look at here, what I've done, I realize is wrong. I don't think I should be your son because I saw the standard that you live by, and I haven't measured up. Are you hearing me, beloved? To keep that, remember that now. He says, Father, then he goes back. He says, I'm going back to his father. He said, I will arise and go to my father and will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I'm no longer worthy to be your son. Make me like one of your what? Servants. And he arose and came to his father, and sure enough, but when he was still a great way off, his father saw him and had what? Compassion. Remember that. And ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. That's him giving really his dad a confession that I've done wrong. This whole story is a symbolization of Jesus being the father in this story, and we've gotten lost. We lost our way, but now we're coming back to God. When he coming back home, we're coming back to our salvation we know, but the first thing you got to do is what? Confess. He's saying to God, I've done wrong. He's saying to his dad, I've done wrong. A father said to his servant, bring out the best robe, and put it what? On him. Put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet. And bring the fattest calf here and kill it. And let us eat and be merry. For this my son that was dead. Not dead physically, but dead what? Spiritually. Come on, somebody. And he says, and as alive, he's alive again. He was lost and now found. And then they began to be married. And now here it is. Watch this. His oldest son, say his oldest son. His oldest son was in the field, and as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked what that was going on. Look, when you want to know something that what God is doing, you don't go to somebody who's lower than you.
Right.
Y'all don't want to talk to me? When you want to know how God is operating, why are you leaning on somebody who don't know as much as you do? And that's what the first mistake the older brother made. Are you hearing me, beloved? You go to God, the source, or you go to someone that you know who's been on this journey longer than you. But he went to a servant. Servant symbolized somebody below the toilet pole. Hello? Right? All right. He says, and so he goes to the servant and asks, what things are meant this? And he said to him, your brother, look at him being messy. He watched this. Your brother has come, and because he has received him safe, and he has come back sound, your father has killed the fatted calf. But now the older son is angry, and he would not go in the house. Do you see that? He says he would not go in the house. Therefore his father came out and pleaded with him, saying to him, and he said to his father, lo, these many years I have been serving you. I never transgressed your commandment at any time, and yet you never gave me the largest goat or the largest offering. You see that? Now, how many know that he's transgressed it somewhere? There ain't no such thing, he ain't never transgressed it. Can we say amen? Amen. And he says, but I might make merry with my friend. He said, now, I've been with you. I've been hanging with you. He didn't went off and did what he wanted to do. But he come back and you giving him the fattest of the calf. But you leaving me with nothing. But in reality, beloved, that's not true. Because symbolizing, if you right there with the Father, and you right there in the house with the Father, then you right there where all the source is at. But you didn't lay up there and had the wrong person give you the wrong advice. Come on, somebody. Last verse. Well, second to last verse. But as the son of yours come back home, who has devoured his livelihood with harlots, meaning, prostitutes, you killed the best calf for him. And here it is, and I'm done. And he said, the father, he said, son, you are always with me, and all that I have is yours. And he says, it was right there where we should be merry and be glad, for your brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found. And the title of my message, you may be seated, but the title of my message today, beloved, the dad is the role model for his family. Family. The dad. I didn't say the son. I didn't say the situation. I didn't say the mom. I didn't say the professional athlete. I didn't say the rapper. I didn't say no celebrity that unfortunately a lot of children look at as the role model. Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey. Are you hearing me? What's the kid for the Saints? Mike Thomas. You understand me? They're looking for them as role models. And half of them is really not their fault. Because I'm sorry for you dads, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm going to say it, look right in the camera. For you dads are MIA, you're not a dad, you're a father. Or, by the way, let me define it. Father versus dad. Okay, what's a father? A father is any male that can borrow or send out some of his sperm to help someone create a child. But then turn around and feel like their job is done. That's a father. Amen. But a dad, by the way. That's why I like to go to the federal government and change the holiday where it should say Happy Dad's Day, not Happy Father's Day. Amen. Are you hearing me, beloved? But a dad is not only going to produce a child, but he's going to be the covering of that child. He's going to take care of that child. He's going to do anything necessary, as Malcolm X would say, to get it done. Are you hearing me, beloved? And the sad part about it, around this world, not just the United States, all different countries, you got some of these sisters out here, and I'm going to call y'all out too on Dad's Day. Just because this guy, whoever he is the father of your child, well, look, I want him to know his father. That's great. He should. I'm not against that. But I'm against when he ain't taking care of it. Amen. And yet you celebrating him like a fool. You talking about your father gonna come around and his Father's Day. Okay, great. But what has he been doing 364 days before Father's Day? You're like it. Call me, y'all can find me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care what your situation is. You should be trying like hell to be there. Can we say amen? Now, anyhow, I'm done with that. But at the end of the day, it's Happy Dad's Day as far as I'm concerned. Because that's what it matters. You follow me? That's why it matters. When you have a dad that's doing his job for his family. for all his kids. As a matter of fact, for his wife too. It's Bible. It's biblical. The man's supposed to be setting the agenda. Hello? And I'm going to say happy Father's/Mother's Day to the mothers who've been the mother and the father. Sorry for you absentee father. Happy Father's Day to y'all too. Amen. I'm sorry. Happy Mother/Dad Day to y'all too. Because you've been both. Amen. And sorry, the ones missing, you missing. Can we say amen? Amen? I ain't leaving nobody out. On Dad's Day, I thank God for all the dads who've been dads. And for the fathers who haven't been dads, I'm encouraging you to be so, to do so. You can change the cycle. That's the problem. We're too scared to talk about it. A lot of these fathers out here who not being dads because their fathers wasn't being what? Dads. But guess what? It ain't going to change unless it start with you. Hello, somebody. You want something different? Do something different. Don't do what you succumb to or you've experienced yourself. And you know how that felt and how that hurt and how that missing. You got to say, I'm not going to do this to my child. I'm not going to let them experience this. I'm not going to let this drama queen get in my way. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Amen. To be part of my child's life. Am I talking to somebody this morning? So, beloved, as we were reading the prodigal son, most people believe that story is only about the prodigal son. But I'm here to come to tell you this morning, it's more than about the prodigal son. It is about the prodigal son. But guess who it is about too, what we're talking about today? It's also about a dad's role in being a role model. Are you getting me? And then the third part, Sister Nika, is about also is the other brother who around here hating. Are you hearing me? When you right there in the house of God too. You ever go to church and people looking up at you? Oh, God forbid you in ministry. Oh, Elder, you know what I'm talking about, Elder Shalanda? You in ministry. You might be trying to come up. You a minister in training at MIT, you know, before you become an elder, before an elder become a pastor. And folks look, you trying to, learn all you learning. But then the other person, they hating on you. Because they see you hungry for God. You trying to get all you can get from God. Yeah. Or even if, God forbid, you lost your way like this brother did. Talk about it. And you coming back to the church, right? Yeah. And you trying to get back in God, and they around there complaining. Now, why Pastor got to show her all that love? Oh, Lord, why Pastor got to show her all that favoritism? Didn't he know what she was doing? Tricking? And the only thing I would have to say if they came to me, I'd be like, look, before you talk about that beam in their eye, get that big old block out your eye. Amen. Or ex somebody. I'm going to say it again. We all ex somebody. All of us from pulpit to the back of the church. Are you hearing me? Amen. So we find ourselves, this story is not just about the prodigal son. Unfortunately, you got some lazy preachers. That's all they want to talk about. This story is threefold. Say it with me. Threefold. It's about the lost prodigal son. It's about the father being a dad, playing his role as a role model. And it's about the other brother who lost his way, yet he's right there in the house. Are you hearing me, beloved? But some things I caught from this message. Point number one. Real dads will be what? Present in his children's life, regardless of the circumstances surrounding the parents' lives. I'm going to say that again. Real dad's going to be what? What's the key word? Presence. Present. Present. Regardless of the circumstances, Sister Nika. It don't matter what drama's going on, what's flying up in the air. Only thing a real dad want to know is, I'm going to be part of my child's life come high or high water. Doesn't matter. Hell or high water, I'm here. It don't matter. Are you hearing me, beloved? I told y'all earlier, I ain't no shame in my game, Brother Ben. My father had 2 sets of kids. 2 sets of kids, okay? Didn't duck it. Look here. And I ain't gonna lie, my mom and my stepmom, ooh, Lord, it was like round 2, ding, you know. It was drama, okay? But I ain't gonna lie. But my dad was like, look, I'll be the referee, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be part of my what? Children's lives. Now, you might not like it, you might not like it, but ain't nobody raising my children but what? But me. Are you following me, beloved? So, he didn't allow what? Circumstances what? To dictate if he was going to be part of what? Their lives. It didn't matter to him. He got so crazy about it. He moved up. He bought a house where it was like we were only, and this is true stuff, like we were less than 5 minutes from each other. But my dad worked long hours at the post office. You with me? And did I see my father every day, Brother Ben? No. But did I see him when I needed him? Yes. When I needed some Chuck Taylors or whatever. Look here, Chuck Taylors. I remember a time when I'm getting ahead of my message. Look, I played sports all my life. As a youth, that's what kept me out of trouble for a long time, because I was involved in sport. And he worked 12, 14 hours, you know. Sometimes I see him in the stands. He have his post office uniform on. I look over, oh, Pop there. Okay, I'm playing a little better. But that meant everything for me and to me. Are you with me? Presence. Oh, man, sometimes children don't want nothing. Most time, children just want what? Time. Time, beloved. They just want time with their dad. That's all they want. They're not always looking for monetary things. Now, I will say this generation is a little monetary. I ain't gonna call my little girl out, but she like nice stuff. But I do know she valued my time with her too. Because she tells me literally, Dad, something more. She get drama with. Dad, sometimes I just want some time with you. Because Dad be running the business, passing the church, and I have my hands in so many things. Am I telling the truth, sweetie? Okay, she won't verify that. But she literally tells me that. Dad, when I'm going to have some time with you. And it's important. Can we say amen? Point number 2, beloved. Dad should be providing for his children and leaving them with assets, not bills. Father in that story, he had assets to give his son, watch this, on his way out. Let me ask you a question. When the dad gave his son his portion that he asked for, somebody asked a rhetorical question. Why would he give it to him when he knew he was going to blow it? Have you ever thought about that when you read the story? Why would he give it to him, Sister Ty? His portion of his assets when he knew he was going to blow it or go through it. Every parent knows their own what?
Children.
Children, right? And how that father treated the young son compared to how he treated the older son. The older son obviously was more mature, he was more meticulous, he was more faithful. But the younger son, he just had that streak, and I can relate to that because I was a prodigal son. For me, I just said, listen, you know, I had to go out and see. I'm going to have fun. I need that money. I'm going to do what I got to do. And sometimes you have to let your children fall on their what? Face. Or as my mom would say, Barbara, let that concrete get you. It's going to get you to respect it. It's concrete. Can we say amen? Well, guess what? But I know you're coming right back because you connected to me. My mama, 5'1", look up at me and tell me that firmly. Are you hearing me? And that's why he did that. He said, this the route. It's the fall. He said, this is the route he got to go. My other son ain't that way. He gonna listen. But this one here, I'm gonna let him go fall in this space. But guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be right here when you come back. Are you hearing me, beloved? Amen. Jesus said, beloved, Jesus said, I'll leave the 99 to go get the one that what? Lost themselves. Are you hearing me, beloved? belongs to you. Hello, somebody. Are you hearing me? Unfortunately, especially in our race, I hate to say it, when our deceased die, are we left with assets or are we left with bills? We're left with bills. That's not godly. Again, that is not godly for us to leave bills for our children. Write this down if you think I'm kidding. Here it is right here. Proverbs 13, verse 22 says these words. A good man will leave an inheritance to his children's children. Did y'all hear what I say? I'm going to say it again. A good man. Say it with me. A good man will leave an inheritance. Say it with me. Will leave an inheritance with his children's children. Proverbs 13, verse 22. I didn't say it. Don't get mad with Pastor. That's what the Bible says. Can we say amen? Amen. And I will say, one thing about my father that I really love is like, even though he had 2 sets of children, right? He took care of us. And when my dad died, guess what? He had a little change, y'all. He had some assets and stuff for us to divide. Now, the divide was a drama, but we weren't left with a what? Asset. A bill. No, we were left with an asset. We were left with a bill. Can we say amen? But folks come out and got crazy, Brother Ben, when folks die, especially if you got a little something, Sister Nika. Lord, you see the true Negro in them come out. Can we say amen? A real dad is not afraid to show their children compassion and forgiveness when it's needed. One of the greatest things missing from a dad and son relationship, there's too many dads out here that are scared to tell his flesh and blood son 3 simple words. I love you. I love you, son. Are y'all hearing me? All across this universe, not just in America, around the world, for some reason, fathers are afraid to just tell their son. Now, they don't have no problem telling their daughter they love them. Are you hearing me? But this false analogy of it makes me look soft, or it makes my son create him to be soft. Man, real men have compassion. Sorry, hate to tell you that. One of the greatest things missing from a dad and son relationship, there's too many dads out here that are scared to tell his flesh and blood son 3 simple words. I love you. I love you, son. Are y'all hearing me? All across this universe, not just in America, around the world, for some reason, fathers are afraid to just tell their son. Now, they don't have no problem telling their daughter they love them. Are you hearing me? But this false analogy of it makes me look soft. How in God's name can you not have compassion for your own flesh and blood? You got tricked by the devil. Talking about you, it make you soft. If Jesus wept, who in the hell are you? And yeah, I say hell. Who in the hell are you? If your Creator wept over you, why can't you weep over your own child or show your child love when you know they need it at the most time? Are you hearing me, somebody? The Bible says when he saw his son coming towards him, he ran to him and he wept. He was excited. He got so in compassion, he kissed his son. Now, did I not read that? And what did that do? That freed up his son guilt. That freed up his son to say, it's going to be all right. Yes. Too many children right now, they're reaching out to other folks because they don't have a father who should be a dad present to say it's going to be all right. I love you, son. I understand you messed up, but I still love you. Amen. And I'm still here. Are y'all hearing me, beloved? That's missing. That's missing. That's missing between the dad and the son connection. Yes. It's not present in our society, especially in the black race. You see a Mexican, You see a Caucasian, you see an Asian, you see all these other races hugging their sons and father's son, kissing them, letting them know I'm there. With us, oh no, man, it ain't for me. Oh, bro. Hey, what's up, little man, little man? Little man need more than that.
Come on.
Amen.
When he's broken, when he made a major mistake in his life. I thank God for my mother. Oh man, it's personal for me. There was only a handful of people believed in me when I decided to go the wrong way. When I made mistakes. When I was a criminal. And I knew better. When I come from a good home. And I tell you right now, I wouldn't be standing behind this book board if I didn't have the love and compassion for my father, my dad, who embraced me in my mistake, who told me it's going to be all right, who told me you can do better. Y'all don't want to talk to me? Who told me I don't care everybody else inside you all, say you're going to be dead before you're 25, but I believe God got better things for you. Are you hearing me, beloved? That's what's missing. Are you hearing me, beloved? We got fathers that got to be dads to their children, to know it's okay to show some compassion, and God knows some forgiveness, to say, you done wrong, son. God forgives you, and I forgive you too. Can we say amen? Point number 4. We're getting close to closing out. Are this good? We learning something?
Yeah.
We're looking at the prodigal son a little different. Dads always there doing what? Tough times. I'm going to say that again. Dads are always there during tough times, and he believes in you. Even though he couldn't see him physically, but he still had belief in him that he was going to what? Return. And when it's something about when somebody else got belief in you and they standing for you, it causes you to want to stand for what? Yourself. Can we say amen? Amen. And the bottom line is, that's what helps you to stay where you need to be. I'll share this story as I get ready to close. When I was in college, beloved, before I decided to become a criminal, I played sports all my life. And Brother Ben, I tore up my right knee. And before that happened, I had scouts coming saying what round you're going to be drafted in and all this kind of mess. And so when I tore up my knee in the late 80s, when you tore your knee up, it's over. It's not like today, you tap your knee, them kids get back in the field in 6-7 weeks. This is late 80s, okay? Yeah. So my dad would come to the hospital. I'm upset, I'm angry, mad. I know it's over with. I'm talking about tough times. When my father come in the room, he said, son, I know you're upset. I know you're mad. I know you feel like life's over for you. But God got something greater for you. You just can't see it right now. Now, you know I wasn't feeling that. I heard what he said, and I really heard what he said. But I didn't value it at the time. Brother Ben, Brother Troy, I didn't value it at the time because of my immaturity. Only thing I know is I saw dollars go away. So, lo and behold, to make a long story short, right after that, that later part of that year, my father died. He died. And right after that, I decided to become a criminal because I wanted that money. Are you hearing me, beloved? But even in the process of God delivering me from being a criminal and getting my life right, I always remember those words he said to me. Even when I was doing wrong, I could still hear his voice in my ear. God got a better thing for you to do. And it's nothing like a dad that sticks with your child during tough times and give them a word of encouragement to let him know, I believe in you when no one else does. Are you hearing me? And that father in that prodigal message, that's what it was about. He believed in his son, even when his own brother, when his other son was hating on him. Are you hearing me? And here I'm done. Last point. Dads are always depositing what? In his children for a lifetime. What was he teaching his son? He was teaching his oldest son, watch this. This was a learning for not just the prodigal son, but the oldest son. He was teaching his oldest son how to have compassion on someone when they're broken. This is your brother that got lost. It ain't time for you to be hating right now. It's time for you to be happy that he's been what? Restored in the family. He was showing him the way, how it is. I hate to tell y'all, newsflash, how it is in heaven.
Amen.
You can't wait till you get to heaven and get together. The earth is the practice field.
Right, that's right.
Ain't no hating in heaven, sorry. Ain't no bickering in heaven. Everybody got the spirit of love, of godliness. Ain't nobody need to hate. Ain't nobody lacking, Brother Troy. Ain't nobody doing it. Are you hearing me? So, beloved, on this day, on Dad's Day, I salute all dads that are dads to their children, that are meeting the needs of dads. And I hope this day, this morning, that you all seen a different side of what's the role of a dad being a role model. Can we say amen? Amen. God bless you this morning. God keep you. And my prayer is that if you have a father or a dad that you haven't talked to in a long time, you haven't reached out to in a long time, if they still living, be the bigger person. Even if you can't call and verbally talk to them, send them a text. Even if they don't, watch this, even if they don't respond back. Because right now as Christians, we don't act based on being reciprocal, meaning if you don't do nothing for me, I ain't doing nothing for you. We get past that if you're a Christian and you're growing. Now if you're a baby in Christ, that's something different. You ain't learned yet. You got to be the better person. Can we say amen? Amen. God bless you this morning. God keep you. Amen.